Gareth Wheeler and Adrian Serioux with you for Toronto FC TV ahead of the big one, the 401 Derby, the finale of this Major League Soccer regular season. Is Toronto FC visiting their rival, the Montreal Impact. A ton of talent's going to be on the field come this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Who is your player to watch? And let's start off with the Montreal Impact.
Who else do we talk about? I could look at players and say Romero, that's going to be a key figure who's lost for the Montreal Impact ever since picking up that knee injury, out for the remainder of the year and possibly next year. Drogba, who else do you talk about? This player has come to this team and has made immaculate changes. I think 8 goals in his 9 starts. And he has just changed everything, the evolution of this team. So if Toronto FC is approaching this game thinking that they're up against the same opponent, he is one guy who has obviously changed the dynamics of this squad. You could look at other players. Patrice Bernier has come into the midfield area, and he's really having an impact ever since he had that little stint of his wife going on Twitter and barking a few lyrics that people just didn't really respect. So these are, I think, players that know what it takes to achieve greatness. And Drogba, with all that he's achieved soccer-wide, if he can translate that into what these players need to do now at this stage, I think we could see a big performance from him.
The Montreal Impact didn't have a 10-goal scorer on the season. Drogba led the way with 9 in just 10 games played. Ignacio Piatti also with 9 goals on the season. Spectacular goal last weekend. He's really the straw that stirs the drink in terms of the attacking midfield presence. But you got to look at the back four as well. Laurent Simon was suspended for last weekend, Adrian, but a true difference maker in the back four in MLS.
He is. And you can look at all the changes that Montreal has gone through as well, too, and really trying to shore up that back line. And you could see what kind of effect that the team has when he is missed, and when he's involved in the squad, he really does communicate quite well. I've watched numerous games where he's just barking at people, making sure that their formation is proper, and that is obviously going to be needed up against Toronto FC as they have Javinko Altidore attacking their back line.
It's going to be a matchup to watch. I guess the question for Toronto FC is, what formation will Greg Vanney play? Will it be a 4-4-2? Will it be a 4-2-3-1? And that may play into who you're going to be keeping your eye on for Toronto FC this weekend.
My personal opinion, I would like to see the 4-4-2. I think that has worked best for Toronto FC. If Osario's back in the lineup, we saw him at training today, he could be that attacking midfielder who sits in front of the forwards with Altidore, Javinko. I think that's the best attack that Toronto FC has. And if you look at last weekend with Osario out of the lineup and how much he brings to the game, that's going to be the formation that I think would work best. Still having your flank men making those overlapping runs, getting forward, but having chances, getting players forward, but still making sure that you have that stability in that back line and balance that Montreal's not able to break you down.
So is it going to be Osorio that you're watching out for? Because I'm looking at Jozy Altidore. He was also missed last week and suspended against Columbus. And I really think that he's a player that's been waiting for a good stretch of form. Like, his season has been stop-start with international commitments, dealing with a hamstring injury. But when healthy, this guy is a true difference maker in Major League Soccer.
He is. And we've seen that, I think, with his national team. And obviously that's why he turned a lot of heads before he went over to Europe. So if he could get back to that same level of play and bring that for Toronto FC, like you said, he's had that stop-and-go season. And you could see that he has that confidence about him that he knows he can provide more. Now is that the time where he's turning the table? Hopefully so. But Osario is going to be my man to watch in that midfield. He's come such a long way from the academy program to what he's evolved into now. If Canada could start respecting and admiring what he brings to the table, they should definitely bring him in the fold. But he's going to be the player that I think not a lot of opponents put on that same level as Bradley, Javinko, and Altidore. So that's why he's able to get into those finicky areas where he's able to capitalize and provide that scoring and finishing touch for
There's quality there, and I'm interested to see what the starting 11 will be for Greg Vanney. Could be a glimpse at the formation and players that he's going to rely upon heading into the MLS playoffs. Remember, you can get your playoff tickets, if there are home dates, at torontofc.ca. But it's all about this weekend. Where will Toronto FC finish? It'll all play out on TSN, 5 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday. Hashtag it Decision Day and hashtag it TFC Live.